Welcome everyone to Terminus Zombie Survivors, The Last Escape DLC. And first off, I'm going to start off by apologising. This video's a couple of days late. Just not been feeling great, and my voice has just not been capable of recording a video over the last few days. So hopefully it goes well. I think my voice is in a good position. And in the last episode, if we go to the main map, one tile back at the grocery store, we seen a car. I didn't spot it until I was editing the video. And one of the commenters, who's one of the regulars on watching this series, Ask Trilogy, he did mention it looked like a military vehicle. So I think I might change the plan I initially had for this episode, because what I was going to do is quickly top up here, craft a flag, drop it down, loot the items, and then immediately make it down to the mission, because we've only got 5 hours to the night. But I think what I might just do is quickly stop off, still do everything at this zone, but quickly pop back to that grocery store. If it is a military vehicle, it wouldn't be a bad idea of having it stored at the gas station as a storage option for us for further down the map. So yeah, we are going to be doing that, but we need to finish. There was, I think, a couple of zombies up here. It's been about a week since I recorded this, so I can't remember exactly where we got up to. There's some cooked ham on the floor we want to pick up. We want to pick up the drugs, and we haven't looted anything on the inside. Now, Barry's got 8 AP, Sandy's only got 4. There is a zombie up the top here, but they can't get to Sandy. I think I'm just going to pass a turn. Okay, we'll start off with Sandy. I mean, ideally you would be the crafting, but we'll get you to go round and Barry can go in and do the searching and collect the loot off the floor. Let's move up to here. 23.5, so we should be able to get some proficiency with our spears. 5.1 minimum on Sandy. We'll get you to pick these stuff up here, because that tape is fairly useful. I haven't got round to making makeshift armors yet, but it might be something I still want to get round to doing. Okay, the next one's gone. And again, we might as well just clear it up. We also did complete one of the quests in the last one, which was the relief supplies. We dropped them off. We have a mission for the blanket, so we need to craft at least another 2 blankets and use Barry's as the 3rd one. And then there's just that one quest down the bottom, and then we're going back to Terminus. So Sandy, you're at 3.4, so I don't really want to send you any more. So the first decent loot is potent there, because those are the highest tier of drugs. And I will be picking up the cloth, because we will be using a good amount of that in this episode. Just wanted to make sure that there was nobody up here. It doesn't look like it. And if I remember right, we are quite heavy on the car now. So yeah, we've got about 100 kilo left. So we do need to drop some of that loot out of there. Dropping some here might not be a bad idea. And then I want you to go in and start looting stuff. And then we can get Sandy to do the crafting. Another novel, another energy drink. Would it be better just to break these down? How's your axe conditions looking? So you will need your fire axe repairing pretty soon. Yeah, I think I'm just going to break everything down. And you can just use your ability. Oh, actually, it's 4 AP. I didn't realise that for lifting. So it is actually easier to use your axe. Let's see what's underneath us. Oh, rice, that's nice. And you've got no more AP. So we might have to spend the night here. Now, I could send Sandy back up to fight, but I can't remember how much trouble was up there. The only issue we've got with this one is also, again, Ask Trilogy did mention it in comments, which I didn't spot. There's no back room. So with the glass door here, unless we're standing right up this corner here, anywhere up here, if a zombie walks down the bottom here, they will see us. So the only safe spots we've got is probably this one and this one to stand in, because the angle would be so acute, you would need to be standing. I think at there, you would be able to be out of sight range. So I think I'm going to get both my characters back to the truck. Is going to be the best option if we want to go and have a look at that car. How much fuel have we got? Might be worth checking on that. I'm just thinking, do we need to fill up the cans before we go and try and rescue that other car? Because we can divide our people into two. No, it looks like we've already done the fuel. We could get Sandy to drive one car back and Barry to drive the other one. And again, there is only 2 pumps here. Most gas stations do have 3. I think I do want to bring both characters, and we'll just wait one more turn. And then we'll secure this for tonight. Okay, let's drive back up 1 tile to the grocery store here. I'm sure it was this one. Yeah, this is it down here. No, actually, it did look like a car from the other angle when we was over this side. But that doesn't look like a car now. That just looks like a corner of a building and one of these shelving units. Yeah, so that's definitely not a car. Unless I've got the wrong tile, but I'm pretty certain it was the grocery one before we went through. But yeah, 100%. I'd said I didn't recognise the back of it. I thought it might... It did sort of look like the Humvee. But no, that's definitely not a car there. Because that's just the same building as this. So yeah, we're just going to drive back. We've got plenty of fuel on us, so that's not a big issue. Okay, so Sandy, we're going to get you... Let me just drop some loot off, make sure everybody's got what they need. Okay, I've sorted all the loot out. So what I've done is swap the weapons round. So the old axe that Barry used to have, which is the biggest weapon we've got, which does 3.7 to 4.5, I've now put it on Sandy because I'm doing the majority of the combat. And on Barry, I've also collected 2 of the birds. I don't need to do them all. And we've also bought a little bit of vegetables and a little bit of other food and see what we can do. So Barry is going to be doing a fire. I think I'm safe for doing the fire away from the gas pump. So let's just do some cooking on this turn. So we could cook the rice, but let's see if we've got... Actually, we need to cut the birds down first. It will give us some feathers, so that also gives Sandy another recipe that can make with the arrows, so we can test out the crossbow. And let's just butcher these, 1.5 AP each. Give us 8 feathers, and it's give us 2 meat with 40 odd condition. I brought the lettuce out because it has the worst condition in the car, and we brought our cooking pots as well. So let's see if we can do all this on this turn. So we could do the rice, cooked rice recipe, which I think you have to cook the rice before I can add it into anything. Cooked meat, can't have anything else except for... I'm trying to find one that can use the lettuce as well. So a meat stew could use the onion but not the lettuce. Salad could not use the meat. What about the baked bean one? Yeah, I can't put lettuce in my baked beans, but again, that does sound quite terrible. I think I'm going to cook the rice. That might give me some more options. I could also bring the ramen out. Maybe that's an option. So like the fried rice, I can put lettuce in there now. So that's a recipe. Could I put meat in here is the next thing. Any raw meat, yes. So this is the perfect recipe for us. So I'll put the 2 sets of meats. That is the most priority. And we want to try and get the satiety over 30, which it already is. We could keep the other rice to cook at a later date. I'm doing this more for the lettuce, because there is exactly 5 lettuce slots in there. That's got 3 days on it. That's got 3 days on it, so we don't need to rush to do that. And that's a 47 satiety meal, which should mean I should be able to cut it into 9 portions. And it's giving us 51 turns. Our other food is got 24 and 34, so we will be using that first. But yeah, I think that's a good way to use the meat up. Gives it a little bit more condition from 40 up to 51. And it takes a lettuce from 35 to 51, so yeah. And then we'll put that other rice in the car and the onions back in the car as well. So fresh cooked rice we could break down, but no, we'll break it down after cooking. So divide into 3, divide into 3. So yeah, I can get the 9 portions with this. So that's going to be 9 portions at 5.2, exactly roughly around the condition I like. We'll put that away because it has got... Yeah, it's still 51. We'll put the cooked rice away because you're not going to be using that. And we'll put all the onions away for the moment. And we'll keep we'll keep that one on for Barry's morale if he gets struggling. But everything else can go away. And I didn't put the pepper in because I didn't have space. And the beers we can just pass over to Sandy for morale. We don't need the pots and pans at the moment. And that one's only got a charge in. So if we have another quest for lighters now, we've got 4 with 1 charge for light source. We will put the feathers away, and then I'm just going to check that recipe on Sandy. What do we need to make the arrows? So we have 2. We have the wooden and the crude. So this has more work, so I'm guessing this is the better of the 2. So we would need stick, so we would have to carry some planks on us. We would need scrap metal, nail, glass shards, bones, or stones. Probably scrap metal's probably the better one. We might have a few bones. So let's go and get them out the car. Let's grab the feathers. And yeah, we've got 9 bones. I think we can afford 4. And we do have a stick in the car already. And we'll just give you a couple extra planks. Your AP is a bit higher than I want you to be, but that's fine. So, Sandy, I'm going to get you into this square here. You can start doing your crafting and stuff. Barry is just going to go around, collect the loot, and cover up all the windows. While you're right next to the car, you might as well put that Candam away. So we have Candam and 2 ramen, so we can do another 2 army base stew at some point. Only weak are these weak? Yeah, I'm not going to go out my way for that. Extra fire axe. It's actually nearly as good as the one you've got on you. That was the one I just repaired, so it's actually better than the one you had. 3.7 to 4.5. That might be the same range as Sandy's. Yeah, 3.7 to 4.5. So that might be the best stats in the game. I'm not 100% certain. But it's the best I've come across. The 2 of them are matching now. So let's just get Barry to slowly go around. What have we got? We've got 2 hours. No, he's going to have to cover the windows. But he's got no AP. And Sandy, what are we going to get you to do? So we wanted you to do a flag. Because I've got a feeling we might need to come back into the save from the map at some point. Because that's the system I'm going through at the moment. Maybe 150 to unlocks, but I'm guessing at this point you probably need 200. So flag, we would need a load of thread. But you'd only need 1 more section of threads, that's fine. Probably best for you to do at least 2. Let's do 3 because you might need to repair some gear on this night as well. Let's set up these recipes at least. So we've set up the recipe for the flag. The wooden arrow, so that the flag must have used the stick I had. So that means we need to break one of these into 2 sticks. And I've never used arrows, so I don't know how these actually work. The 1 feather, does it just make 1? So let's do this recipe twice, I'm thinking. And then we'll see how many arrows it actually gives us. If it's just 1. Yeah, it gives an accuracy bonus onto the crossbow, so that might be nice. We'll have a test on that, hopefully, on the next day. So food-wise, do we need to eat anything? Because I was planning on getting back to Terminus on this night. Now it's going to be like midday on the next day before we manage to get all the way back up on there. Because we'll have to fill up the car en route going back. So yeah, just have one of them. Your morale will be fixed tonight. And I think, yeah, you have got enough to put your gloves on. Got enough charge on them gloves. And let's craft the flag first. Okay, that crafted a lot faster than I thought there was going to. So we'll do more stuff with you, repairing gear, maybe on the next turn. So we need some AP. That was a metal sheet. That's perfect. That's what I'm after. And another canned beans. Very nice. Another metal sheet. So Sandy can just read books. Or help loot, one of the two. I think probably going round closing up everything would be a good idea. Especially covering the windows. Okay, you've only got 2 HP, so that's just way too low to leave. Hammer broke. Okay, we should have some more hammers in the car. Unfortunately, you can't get to the car now. But it did repair the windows, so that's fine. And Barry. $12 on there, I'm happy with that. And 14 there. One more window to cover up there, which we can send Sandy over next turn. So let's just pass it. And now we're into nighttime. So once I've done all the looting, I will cut away and do my nighttime stuff. I don't like to make runs artificially long. Oh, more metal. And I'll just put you to go and collect that, and you can just stand there. And then Barry does all the looting. Now, I could keep some of these cabinets here in case we do get breached overnight. And he could just use a furniture to pick up and drop on somebody. But no, I'd rather just have all the ingredients and get my hands on at the moment. Another vitamin drink, very nice. And Barry is actually still really good on his... I want to get these two and move out of the doorway before night comes, really. Well, night's already here. Another canned beans. We could have attracted some attention running past the glass then. I think I'm going to have to risk you in that spot. Let's just put Barry there. Sandy's going to repair some clothes on this night, and Barry's just going to read some books. So I'll pass over the night, and I'll bring you back in the morning unless something happens. Okay, and as you just saw then, we just got attacked at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sandy's okay with AP, so I'm going to send Sandy over first. Because that looked like a big person, so it could mean that we could get better rewards. Now, I think it was out of this tile. Oh, it was this tile here, because I can see the circles. So let's uncover it. And there's the big guy. Let's open it up, because we can't need to move out. And let's have a look what our big axe is doing now, because this is the better axe. So, 9 to 11. And I think I'm just going to stick with this. There is some potent stuff we can pick up in the morning. We do need to repair the window, but unfortunately you don't have the hammer anymore. I'm going to bring you back over here, and I'm going to send Barry down to do the repairing. And then we'll just have to make sure we pick up another hammer out of the car in the morning. And I think while we're at it, we'll just put some more on this side as well. Oh, you've used the metal sheets on both of them. That's good. Wasn't what I was hoping to do. I was hoping to save them for later in case we needed them. But we're just going to try and sleep again, because we're not quite full on either person. And I'm just not going to spend any AP. So immediately, again, as you've just saw, there's another 2 zombies here. There's one on this square here, which is a runner. That's why he come in so fast. Broke down the door, and then there's another one here. So let's send Sandy over again. 14 AP, they've got enough. And there's a couple here. So it looks like we might not have as much sleep as we want. And we have got those energy drinks in the car for that reason. There is another 2 here as well. And if you imagine, this is not on a danger zone. It's just you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the game can actually roll a enemy out of every one of them tiles every turn. And I think they can roll multiple. So again, this could be absolutely crowded. So there's at least another 3 down this side, 2 here. So we'll get Barry to do this one up here. Okay, it's only 3.6, so your spear should be able to take that out. Emergency drinking water, not a bad item. Let's go to Sandy now, take the big boy out. And we're just hoping we get a crit on this one. Gonna need to use 3 on the axe. Unfortunately, the crit on the last hit. There's some meat there, that's good. Yeah, so another 4 people to take out. So let's go for the big skull people with Sandy. Chance we take this out in 1. Very nice. And is that antibiotics? Brilliant. We can top that back up. So we've only got 5 AP left on Sandy. Barry's still got 17, so that's fine. I'm just trying to think if I want to get Sandy back in the building for protection. I think we'll bring Barry down here. Yeah, a lot of zombies, that is. What was it? 4, 5, about 6 or 7 zombies that zoned in overnight. Hence why we want to get that flag down. And I think I did forget to make the flag on Sandy. We made the 2 blankets. I think I'm just going to stick with this on this. But do without the misses. Crowbar should be close. Yeah, that's perfect. Just make sure there's nobody else I'm hearing around, which I'm not. And yeah, we're going to have to get Barry to take this one out. Now, Barry's going to have to repair the door. So I'm putting him in that spot. Sandy, is there anything underneath you yet? There's the meat. Let's pick it up now. If I move there, I've still got enough to back off. Just gives me a little more visibility. Doesn't look like there's anybody else near. But that can still change. There's still 3 hours to the morning. And we'll put you up here to collect all this. We're not going to use it because your energy's pretty low. You're going to have to be using energy drinks today, both you and Barry. But that's pretty much the first night we've ever had disturbed sleep in this whole run, I think. We've done a couple of little fights here and there. Unfortunately, he's using all the stuff I don't want him to use. Let's just pass the turn. Now, is it even worth attempting to sleep again? I think Barry's got some food on him. We'll get you to eat both those and we'll get Sandy some food when they go to the car in the morning. But we can at least get their water topped up. Sandy, I'm not going to do your water because if we use one of the energy drinks, it's going to... I can't remember if it's... I think it's 10 hydration on that. So yeah, I shouldn't have used it on Barry. And I'm pretty certain you've got no more food. You could take that, but I'd rather just eat them meals, what we've cooked. So Sandy, because I forgot about it, let's go and try and get that flag. Pretty certain... Oh no, I did craft up the flag. So I've crafted up the flag and I've crafted up 2 blankets. Let's give that blanket over to Barry. So if we switch on to Barry now, you will see he's got the tick mark on 2 of the quests now. So he will have to give one of his good blankets away, unfortunately. But again, it's only really saving 1 turn at the most. Maybe 2 turns on a night. It's not the biggest thing in the world. If we can find a couch, we'll get a better bonus than the blanket gives anyway. Ideally, you would like both characters to have a pillow and a blanket, just so you sleep ultra fast, and then you can do more reading. Sandy, you're going to overcap on your stuff. You need to use about 2 AP. Is there anything else I needed you to craft, which I forgot about? No, we did the 2 arrows, but it was 1 arrow each, so that's quite an expensive recipe. Hopefully you can just pick them up if you shoot somebody with it. You can go and collect the arrows back as a reusable source. Might be why it's so cost ineffective to craft. And you did repair all the gear except for your own, so we'll get you to just fix up your own gear. Okay, bone needle broke, so we will need to craft another one. And I don't... Actually, Barry might have a spare bone. Yeah. I think I'm going to put your attack gloves back on. They've got 80 odd %, so that's fine. So you got 6 AP, so let's put a couple in them. I like them above 50. And Barry was 1 page away from finishing the book, so I was keeping it so he can get the Familiar Hunger done. You don't need that anymore, so you can exchange it, and you're just going to be doing stat books now, I think. $180 pages, so you're nearly halfway in there. Hopefully we can have a couple of hours peace and quiet before the morning kicks in properly. So I want you to be max AP. How much you getting a turn? 12, 24. We'll just use 12. Actually, we'll just use everything. Doesn't make too much difference with Barry. So halfway for that book. Is there anything else? Oh, we were still repairing clothes, wasn't we? So we can take that up to 100. Put your backpack up to 100 and then just put whatever cloth you've got into this. That's good. I shouldn't need to repair the clothes for another couple of days. And we'll just keep Sandy's AP. Now, there is a zombie outside. It is light, so we can get on our move. And look at all them zombies there. If Sandy can't take all these, we could always send Barry out the window here to come and help out. So let's use the spear, because we know that was doing 5.1. So 2 of these you should be able to take out fairly easy. The machete was doing the same as that. So I think probably the 6 was around your shovel, wasn't it? And then there's another zombie there. Pick up the loot from underneath you. And we'll get you back to the car. Barry. There, the potent vitamins. He's on this square. And we'll move you back to the car as well. So, Sandy, how much AP you got? You've got enough to just about put the flag down. And we need another turn before we can do anything. Okay, we've got enough AP to get on the road again. Just some weak up there I'm not too worried about. And that should cut down the amount of zombies because there's no dangerous zones. But again, still having 5 zone points onto here doesn't exactly make it a good base. It just makes it a lot more often it can get flooded with zombies. So let's get the food sorted. Because Sandy is looking a bit low. So we are going to be needing to do these drinks. So how much is in these? Yeah, it was 10 hydration, so that's fine. Then we'll get your satiety done. There is a little bit of hydration in both these. That's 37, that's 20. So I think I'm going to get you to carry a couple on you. Maybe you carry 3. Put everything away we don't need. And then that will sort you out with food over the next few times. I don't want to waste the hydration. To be quite honest, it's not going to be that big of a deal. At least your food and water's done. Your morale's not great. Now, Barry did have a beer on him. I don't know if there's any more in the car here. No. There is a soft drink there for 6 morale, but it would be wasting more hydration. I don't want to do that. We could just do the cigarettes. You've got enough charges. So, yeah, we want your morale to be a lot better than it is. I was hoping to get more morale back from the sleeping, and it just never happened. Barry, we'll do the same with you. We need to get your food just a little bit topped up. We'll get you to carry the last of them meals, and then we've got these 9 we just cooked with 37 hours on. So we've got the flag down so we can get moving. We've got 18 AP and 13. That's enough to do some fighting with. We did waste a couple of turns of fuel, but that's fine. So where do we want to go? I mean, part of me wants to ignore all these houses and go straight to the mission. But we do have 12 hours before it's dark. So I think I am just going to continue what I was doing. Just visit every house. So unless I see crops or a car, I'm just going to move on. And then once I've done a couple of tiles, I will leave a note. So again, I can't see any crops. Can't see any good loot on the floor except for one piece of scrap. And I want to pop in the fortified house, see what quests they've got. Let me just leave them 2 notes. So not looted on the first house. And not looted on the second house. Okay, come back to the fortified house. So we've got a couple of zombies at the top there. There is a door down here which is fairly close. Just to see what we need for quests. Barry, I might just send to take those guys out. Just so Sandy can do the trading. Let's go and have a look and see what the quests are. So they've still got that one for any 2 pieces of clothes. We might be able to do that now. And then they've got one for collect books. So it does look like the old quests never go away. So that's actually useful. I thought they would just get replaced. 2 pieces of clothing and 4 books. Now, Bibles should count for that. And also the morale books. So we should be able to do that. I'm pretty certain I can do both them quests. What would you have in the trade menu? Glue would be useful. I think glue would be the only thing there that I would want to trade for. And we might not need to do combat. 1.9 to get there. So we need to get 2 pieces of clothes first. And then we need to make sure you drop everything so that... Oh, actually, no, we can select what we're giving. So I don't like hoodies. I'm just terrible. They only give temperature, no sort of defense bonus, so they're not the great ones. And what was the second quest? Books. Yeah, we've got all these novels here. 1. Is there any of these novels that's been used? You have, so you can go. 4 novels. And then we'll want to take a little bit of crafting stuff with us. We know electronic parts was fairly good for crafting or getting some items. I think between them 2 and anything else up here. Well, these are only medium and they've been used, so we'll see what we can do with them trading. Let's just quickly pop down. Before we do any trading, we want to get the rep off the quests, because it will give us a bit more trading power. Let's complete the book one. 1, 2. Make sure we're giving the one that's been used. That one there. Brilliant. Up to 5 rep. And then we want to do this one as well for gather clothes. Which was the 2 hoodies. So up to 11 trust. I'm not going to use that trust. I'll keep it and leave a note. And like I said, the only thing I desperately want is that glue. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that trade. Antibiotics and a wood glue. For 2 old MP3 players we're not going to use. 2 electronic parts and 6 pieces of wire. Like I said, there's nothing desperately in there that I really want. And we've got like 10 more, 12 more cigarettes in the car, something like that. So yeah, I'm going to do that trade. And we've got 11 rep here, so we want to make sure we make a note of that. And if we do desperately need fuel cans or something for a quest, we can just easily pop back here. So yeah, let's take Sandy back up to the car, and we don't need to kill them. Doesn't mean Sandy's a bit low of AP, just means Barry's going to have to do all the fighting. So let's move to the next tile, and we need to get to this house here, so we have to go through the police station, electronic fire station, and then we cross another house here. We'll just pop my head in. Occasionally you can find like a police car at these, but unfortunately not on this time. Nothing there that really want, so let's just move on. Might need to fill the vehicle up as well soon. But again, nothing on the floor. There's a metal sheet there, which is quite worthwhile. Which would be able to break down into 3 scrap steel. It would be 2.8 for you to get there and back. I think it's worthy of the cost. Let's drive to the next one. Fire stations are normally a lot of enemies here. There is a rotten corpse there which can give us some good loot. And there will be a fire engine behind this door. But you have to go in the building, which there is a door there and there's nobody around us. It is a guaranteed way for us to be able to get some more fuel en route and maybe pick up a couple of more fire axes. I think this might be a worthy stop off. I'm just trying to find my electronic siphon. Could just use these down, but it costs more AP. That's got 15 turns. We'll use that first before we go down to these. So Barry has got a little bit of AP and there will use 3 too many. So let's just put some in the book. Unfortunately, both these books are really high in cost. So I think I'm going to just put 3 there. Make sure Sandy's not going to overcap. And we'll wait 1 turn. Barry, can you enter? You can force the lock with the lockpick. Ah, before you start running off, if we want fuel, we might as well take some of the empty cans with us. Which we've got none at the moment, so let's Sandy... Actually, let's Barry do it. Sandy can come round and do the fighting. We want to refuel this. So we can put 4 cans in. Okay, the car's got enough to get us there, and then them 4 empty cans take with you just in case there's a lot of fuel here. Because of your skills on your class, you can hold a lot more items than Sandy can. Okay, Sandy, come straight in. Let's take the big guy out. Let's go to there just so I get a little bit more visibility. There is not a lot of zombies here. There's one out the window which can't get to us. There's no doors around here, so unfortunately we have to go up here to get the door. Let's switch over to your big axe again. Still missing a lot, unfortunately, with the 86% hit chance. There's nothing we can do to get that any better. Down to 4.2, that's your spear territory. And some more ammunition for your gun. So, who do I want to move next? I'm not even too fussed about looting everything here. I want to just get to that vehicle. And Sandy, let's move you around here as well. Now, we do have to be careful because this guy could easily block up this spot, but we can get out the big door if we need to. Okay, there is some sort of bandit or NPC here. And being as Owen going back up to Terminus, it might be a good idea if we could pick up somebody on the way. Let's take you to this square here. What have we got up there? Makeshift fish trap. We'll go and collect it. Let's go and search the vehicle. Because I do keep forgetting Barry's got that skillful search. So how much fuel was it? Well, we got 3 items. We'll take them. And there's 6 fuel in there. We're not going to take the fire truck. It would be nice to get that up to the gas station. How many tiles would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would be about 48 fuel. We might not have enough fuel to even get it up there, but it might be good to leave a note for that one. So let's get the fuel out of this at least. Because I could get the fire truck up to there, but I wouldn't be able to get the second car up as well. That's what I'm trying to think of. 25 fuel in there. We add 52 in cans. We use 20, so that's 32 in cans. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get 2 vehicles back up to the gas station to refill. So we'll leave a note anyway. Sandy, come up to here. And let's have a look at what this person is. It is a survivor. So it is something we can, but unfortunately I can't get to him from this way. Because they're blocking up that square, and this one I'd have to run all the way around. So let's just take him out. 5.4. Where would that sit? It would be sitting at that one. More antibiotics? I won't say no. There is a zombie outside who can only move one. So Barry could be the one doing the trust. If we want to just escort them safely back up to Terminus. They're not going to be with us long term. So yeah, let's use your AP to do this. I think we're on 4 trust, but I'm just going to double check. Yeah, we're on 4 trust. And the rescue option, if I remember right, was 5, yeah. So we need 1 more trust. Okay, Barry's out of AP, so let's pass a turn. Now that zombie moved 1 square here, but it can only move 1 to that tile, so we can be gone. We just need to get 1 more trust with this guy. Yeah, just make sure I didn't get it. And I will just control a manual just to take him back to the car. So let's just talk. And Barry used all his AP and he got no trust levels whatsoever. He picked up a lot of stats. So it's the trapper. We was talking about using the trapper to do animal traps in a future run. So Sandy, you're going to have to use your AP to try and get that last trust level. Another stat revealed. There it is. Last trust level. We'll use the rescue. They are bleeding. They do have a little bit of food on them. We'll empty them when we go back up to Terminus. They do have the recipe for the axe. When taking that. These have got an assault rifle. Wow. But yeah, we're just going to put them on manual at the moment just because I want them to go where I want them to go. We'll dump this stuff in the car when they get back there. Now, what was we trying to do? We was trying to give you a bandage. And you are cold, so let's just put them 2 cardigans on. Okay, so how's everybody's AP doing? We do need to pass a turn, I think. We could just get Ivan just to loot a couple of things on the way back. I think I've used Ivan before in 1 run. But it's not a character I'm familiar with. Now we know there was a big guy somewhere over here. Okay, he's down the bottom there. He still can't get to us. And this is probably about the quietest I've ever seen a fire station. Now, Sandy, you don't need to go all the way around. 3.4, 3.7. We'll take you... Ivan can just come down to that square, so we'll take you to there. So there was a metal sheet on the floor. Do I want to make her quickly run up there and grab it and... I think I do. I'd rather pick up the metal sheet for 3 scrap than the 1 piece of scrap and then bring you back to the car. Ivan, we'll bring you just back to the car as well. So Sandy, you are pretty good. Yeah, we'll just pass everybody's turn. And there's no real notes I need to leave here. We've already looted the truck. That's the main draw at one of these. And I think you always get one every time you ever go to a fire station. I don't think I've ever seen a fire station without a fire truck. But it's just so... Ooh, a nice car. It is one of these things that's just not great to run because it's about 8 fuel per tile. So you need a lot of gas cans to keep them running. I did manage to do it in my domination run where we basically killed everything on every tile and uncovered all the tiles on the map. And our character didn't have any special bonuses, but we did manage to run a fire engine for a good part of that run. Now, I would like to check the car. There is no tiles with crops I'm seeing. So in this case, Ivan, because you're not doing anything else, we're just going to get you to check the car. There is fuel in there, but of course I didn't bring you anything. And there is some painkillers and drugs in there. think I might go back for that fuel. Okay, pick up the siphon pump. I think it was about 1.2 fuel. So we've got a gas can there. You only need to carry the one. Retrieve fuel. At least it gives Ivan a job. And let's make sure everybody's around the truck, which they are. And let's drive to the next tile, which is somewhere around here, but it's really difficult to press. There it is, railroad. And as usual, I just want to drop my note on there. Didn't pay attention to what the condition was on the car. I am leaving these notes because there might be a quest that tells us to go and get a car. I don't know. I am playing this totally blind, so I'm taking no chances. I'm leaving notes that could be useful down the line without me having to look through 20 hours of footage to try and find out where we saw a certain thing. Nothing on this tile for us, so we get to the mission tile. Okay, one zombie by us, that's good. Something for Sandy to take out. And let's just switch to Barry. So what does it say? Leave a note at Mina's house and return. So that should be one. Who's got the note? I think it was actually Sandy that had the note. There's a read option. I don't know if we read this. Hey, it's Mina. If any of you pass through here, I hope you see this. I've made it safely to Terminus. If you're still alive, please try and make it here. If you can, I'd really like to see you again. Now, it doesn't have the place option, so I'm thinking we might need to put that in a cabinet or something. So Sandy is on full AP. Let's see if we can go and get that done. Don't need to stop here long. We'll take some free water. Let's see if that completes the quest. It does, because the tick marks just come up there. So if we switch to Barry, we've done all 3 quests. There's nothing I see here with crops, so there's nothing, no reason I need to stay at this zone. I think I do want to pop to the gas station to fill up though. Just put a couple of cans in the truck so we don't have to stop again. That was a nice quick mission. If you didn't have the car, that would have been a nightmare to do. So yeah, all the yellow squares, everybody's in there, so that's fine. I can drive away. Now, unfortunately, we would have to backtrack. The next house we haven't been, because we've come into this gas station here now. Because it's the closest gas station to Terminus. I'm just trying to see if we've been here. I don't think we've been there. It doesn't hurt us to just quickly pop on the tile. So there was a car here as well. Ivan only has 7 and is the opposite side, so he's not the best one to do the fuel stuff this time. 2 there, 2 back, and then 2 to check. He's leaving Sandy a little low of AP. Fuel level's only 0.1. It's nothing I need, but a free grenade and another free gas can. Even better. It was definitely worthy the cost that was. So how was Barry doing? Okay, so they're all looking pretty good on food because we haven't really technically passed the turn. Bit dangerous to stop here, so we need to move forward. I can't see any blockages either, so that should be a nice fast move to an house. Couple of loot bits on the floor. Nothing we need to stop for. Blocked road, so there's a blockage at the top. So if we want to go this way, we need to undo that blockage. We could try our luck to go to the railroad and around it. We have enough fuel to play with. So I think I am going to do that. Make sure everybody's still standing by the vehicle, yeah. So we're currently here. Can we get out to this side of the railroad? We can. And we can leave a message on that house. Not looted. Who's got actual AP on them? Sandy can go to that square for 1.9. I just want to pick up the bag just in case we get a quest asking for bags. I want to have a good selection in the car. Less than 100 kilos free in there. Hopefully there's no blockages, otherwise we'll have to go back to the gas station on the left. That's the tunnel, so we would be coming out the house on this side. Nothing's around us that we need. I mean, it's a fortified house. It's a good job I'm stopping everywhere. But look at how busy it is. I don't think we can take all this out. Not without AP items, because Sandy's got no AP. I'm going to go back one tile. I do want to pop at this one. I mean, I could just ignore it and keep moving. Which I think I might be better off doing. Yeah, onto a dangerous zone. Just want to make a note, not used. Just so we know there's no rep sitting at this one. And what's on this tile? And I'm not going to loot this one either, so let's leave a note here. So we've got one more house and then we're back at the gas station. So we need enough in the car for 2 tiles, which we currently don't have. So who do I want? Ivan, you can do it. That should give us enough fuel to get to the gas station. Pop into this house. And yeah, 4 on that zoning tile there. 1 over here that could get to us. But nothing here that with crops or anything that's worthwhile stopping at. And this one does have a flag, so it should be a little less busy. But it is still quite a bit. You've only can move 1, you can only move a little bit. So these 2 can't get to us. So we've just got these 2 here by Sandy, which Barry's probably going to have to come round and do. Because Sandy's got 1 hit in them. So Sandy, take out this one. And Sandy's on the zone square, so that's okay. Barry, come down to this one. And there's another bird here. That's nice. Crowbar, possibly. Just double check, make sure nobody can get to Ivan. No, that's fine. And we could take Ivan up to the generator. It doesn't need to be anybody else. There is enough in there for a little bit, but I might want to take 1 can. So Ivan takes 1 can up the back. And then we'll get these guys to... Which tile? I think either one of these can fill up the car. But that's going to be next turn. Might be a bit longer this episode is. I've had to do some cuts in with coughing fits and stuff like that. So it might be a little longer because I want to get back to Terminus on this tile. But I won't do anything at Terminus. But I want to be there ready for the next episode. Ivan, you are going to be going immediately to the gas pump. There's probably going to be a lot of zombies on the way, but that's fine. He's not going to do any combat. And I want you to refuel it. And then turn it on. So it's got another 9 turns after this we can use it. Let's get Barry to do the filling up. Just make sure everything's in the car. I think Sandy might have some stuff on them. No, we took the cans out. And actually, Ivan has 1 can, but we'll refill that later. We don't desperately need it. So Barry, let's fill up the car. 4.2 AP. And then we used a lot of gas cans on this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or about 6.6 to fill everything. Just checking our supplies in here. So we have 45 cans there and 12 there. That's the 57. And then the other cans just empty on Ivan. So Ivan, turn it off. And then we want you to come back to the car for as cheap as you can. There, we don't have to do anything else at this tile. And because we've been on this route to Terminus many, many times, all we've got to do is immediately... We don't need to stop at everything because we've already looted all this all the way up. We just need to go straight to Terminus. So the car used 14.5 to get here. So as long as I always come back with 14.5 to get here, 14.5 to get back to the gas station. So I always need to make sure I've got 29 when I'm leaving the gas station to get back to Terminus and be able to get back. But let's complete the episode by saying goodbye to Ivan. So, Ivan, let's just dump the stuff. Terminus will help you out. 7.2, so we know how to do this because we did it with the last one. So I want to pay attention. Actually, I can't do it because I've done it. Ivan's reached Terminus. So no, we're still at the 148 because we was just below 150 before. So we didn't get any rep for that by the looks of it. But we have saved 2 survivors. It will count towards our score at the end of the game when we do get there. But yeah, next episode, we've got 3 quests to turn in. And we're going to be picking up a load of new ones. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get to the Northern Zone. If not, we will go back out into the Wasteland and complete whatever quests needed to be. But that's a great place to be calling it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.